Hey everyone, don't get anxious, get prepared. Your career engineer right here. I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. Hasn't it been great? We're on day 4, and today we're going to share a couple of tips of some things we shared at our amazing TCE summit, which was, last Saturday, the second day of January, off the chain. If you missed it, you missed it because it was off the chain. But today, we're going to talk a little bit more. I'm going to share some tips today because, for a lot of people, it's Monday. You went back to work, or you went back to school, or you went back to somewhere, okay, doing something of value and purpose. So today we're going to get into some things to help you to do that. And I might share a little snippet, a little something about the summit in case you missed it. Because I really did this really cool thing about Next, and it must have really been wonderful because folks have been emailing me all weekend of how they're using that to jumpstart today. So we're gonna, talk about that today. And again, let me just put this up here on the screen. I'm trying to get together. Y'all know how we roll. And welcome and good morning to folks that are on YouTube watching us. Good morning to folks who are watching us from Facebook and, of course, in our LinkedIn community. And again, today we're hitting on, it's time for Next. TCE, that's me, says it's time for Next. So don't go anywhere. I'm gonna like when I say be right back, like I mean like in a hot like boom, like I'm gonna be like right back. Check it out. Told y'all it really doesn't take it don't take much, for us to get back here. So yeah, it's time for Next. And the first thing I definitely want to say is I want to thank all the folks who attended our summit. It was incredible. So everyone's asking, I'm going to do it again. Give me some time to just process the way we took the online world, the way we use things in the online world. And there's lots of different methods to do that type of thing. We chose Zoom, and we chose lots of different apps to help us to do what we did. And it was fabulous. And it was fabulous. Not, of course, I'm going to say it's fabulous, but you guys told me it was. And so thank you. And a lot of feedback on how instead of waiting to the end of the year, we did it day number 2. And day number 2 was everything, right? It was everything. So we're just, that was so smart. And that was just being very visionary. That was it's time for Next movement. So we're really cool about that. So listen, make sure you find us everywhere. TCE Now. I've got one of my little toys with me. Part of Next is making sure you upgrade all your goodies. So, but visit us, tcenow.com. We've updated since the summit, some great stuff there. You can check out our YouTube channel. If you're watching us on YouTube, say good morning, say what's up, catch us later. You guys have blown us up, and I appreciate it. Over 600 subscribers. Thank you. Over 1,800 subscribers on Instagram. Thank you. I mean, 2020 was a year to share really good content for our career people and entrepreneurs. You're not out the boat because I'm an entrepreneur as well. So yes, I will make sure we're sharing content to help those of us who have brick and mortar or virtual brick and mortar to keep it to what I said. I think in 2021, let's get it done in 2021, right? Let's get done 2021. If you haven't checked out our community, my network members showed up and showed out. Thank you so much at the summit, the network, mytcenow.com. Lots of ways for you to get connected, build relationships, and education, exposure, and empowerment. Sometimes you just need a community of people to just be your community of people, particularly now. So definitely, if you want to build real relationships that last, a trusted community, no hustle zone. That's who we are, and we've all grown together. And as I share, find me everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Don't get anxious, as us on Facebook and things of that nature. And if you are not receiving our newsletter, which comes out on Fridays, I still sent it out even during the summit. So that tells you something, right? But I still sent it out on the next day because the holidays will just go the next day, and we still shared about 200,000 job leads across the country. We highlighted a company as well who was featuring hiring, Norfolk Southern. I got a good friend that works at Norfolk Southern, but anyway, we like to just put it out there, and we're going to have more of those coming in because I feel very confident that things will be happening. Of course, check us out on the radio. I might be doing the radio show this way as we move forward because I like having my new toys. And this filter, of course, holds my P's and my T's, right? I have a thing about T's and P's. So listen, here's what's up. And again, if you have a question for me this morning, put it in the chat now or later, because some of you are watching live, some will watch it later, and we will definitely do our best to answer them, because folks will comment and they're like, oh my gosh, she answered me. Of course I answered you. Why would I not? Right? So it's time for next. What do we need to do about our next? One thing I want you guys to make sure you have is to make sure you know who you are and what you bring. I was on television this morning, and this is a loaded statement. It's hard. It's easy to do, but it's a difficult task. Yes, I just did said two things that are opposing. So you got to make a decision to know who you are. And once you do that, it is a task. It's ever learning. I learned more about myself in 2020 than I probably did in the last 10 years, right? Because there's some things we had to bring to the table. There's some character flaws or character, wows that I didn't know I had until I was pressed enough. So this is an evolving statement, but what the real big part is, the easy part is you at least deciding, you know what? I need to know who I am. I need to know what I bring. I need to know my gifts and talents. I need to know where I get my fuel from. I need to know what I like. I need to know what I don't like. And I mean, not just, okay, I don't like okra. I'm not eating okra. And that's a true statement, by the way. I don't like okra. But my point is, well, if I was starving on a desert island and there was okra, what will I do? Okay. So you get to know who you are and what you bring. I mean, the gifts and the talents. I have a thing for hats. I have a thing for talking. I kind of like my voice. I'm a big voice person. I would actually do more stuff. I love television. All my TV people, please know thank you for letting me come on television. But I just like talking. I love voice stuff. And I've been told I have a pretty cool voice. So, those are the things I bring to the table. But I also bring things like I'm an advocate, right? I like to push, I like to press. I like to get it done. I don't like to quit. I'm not a victim. I'm more of a victor. So those are other things I bring to the table. When I know that, I become a self-aware individual, which is power. That's power. To be unaware is to be without any power. Yeah, a self-aware individual is a powerful force. The other thing that we all need to do to go to next this year, and again, some of the stuff I shared, well, I didn't share it this way at the summit, but and it's how interesting. Before I came live with you guys right now, I got a text from LinkedIn because someone saw me on television, and it's all cool. We were connected years ago, served on a board. This person is fabulous in their places and spaces. I'm okay in my places or spaces. We're like, we need to reconnect. Absolutely, we need to reconnect. So, yes, we're on LinkedIn. Of course, we should reconnect and have a conversation, a phone call, maybe a digital lunch, because right now with the COVID, this is taped during COVID. Well, we got to be smart about being in front of each other. But of course, we should reconnect and see what type of synergy energy we have. Or let me just do a temperature check on you, see how you're doing, how you're coming along in times like this. So find yourself real network. These are real people, not just the folks trying to get something from you. Just always only say hello when they want something. That's not the same thing. Now, okay, I do have some network folks. I do that too, but they do it to me too. So we're even. What you get what I'm saying is folks that you can count on. They can empower you. They can open up doors or opportunity, or they can be there in a business sense or in a career sense. Okay, so make sure you build a real network and stop building fake ones. Yeah, I said it, fake ones. Use what you got. I mean, you've got to use what's in your hand. I mean, the good book talks about that, but you've got to use what you got. And I mean, hey, if you have experience, use experience. If you have education, use education. If you got a little both, use a little both. If you're creative, use your creativity. If you're good with systems and things or mechanics or one thing I'm really good with, which I mean I found this out, later in life, as you get older, you learn, I hope, is I'm really good with and I don't even know what the word of it is, but I'm big with systems, right? And the thing is, the workflow of things, the ebb and flow of things. If something takes 10 steps, I can it's almost like the guy in the show, The Good Doctor. Like I'll look at the steps and I'm like, we can get those down to 4 and still be just as effective and efficient. And it's a lot of times in the processes, and it's with using technology or not using technology, high tech and high touch. So I found that out that I'm really good with that kind of thing. And that actually helped me to do other things for entrepreneurs and businesses, because when it comes to having a presence or visibility, and I said this morning to a good colleague of mine, just because there's a new app doesn't mean that app is for you. You have to do things have to work in your own ecosystem. So the fact that I bring that to the table as your career engineer, but it's also another skill that I've developed because I built my business that way. You'd be surprised the minimalist stuff I use to have the big visibility that I have, right? But I know which is the right app for me. I know about timing and talent, and I know how much I can bear and how much I can push. Those things are the use what you got. So now, if you don't know what you got, you can't use it. So I will challenge folks to make sure that you know your inner assets before your outer assets, right? So very important. And last but not least, we've got to think. We've got to think. And I'm going to say that I don't know how many times I could say it over and over again. We've got to think. Robin just told me it's called process improvement. You are right. And how many times do I tell folks they're good at process reengineering? But yes, streamlining process improvement is absolutely right. Thanks, Robin, for being here. Give you some kudos. Everyone meet her. She's fantastic. You want to meet her? Yeah, I just gave you some fluff. So yeah, but by all means, feel free to ask me a question or anything. But streamlining, that's a big deal right now. That's actually one of those engineering folks. I used to say to myself, I wish that I would say that, well, I used to say that maybe I'm a human engineer, but I love systems. I can look at any type of system, and I was terrible at math, by the way, but I do know how to count money, so I'm cool in that respect. But just I love streamlining. I love streamlining because we have to be effective and efficient. That's something we said earlier. But thinking, if you're a thinker, you are so in vogue right now. You are so needed because I said this morning on television, a lot of places where thinking did not happen in 2020. At all types of levels, all types of levels, corporate America, politics, education, manufacturing. I could keep going, right? Think before you act or react. Part of your next is think, proper due diligence, invest good time in some of the things that you're going to do. Don't just, oh, that's hot, let me go with it. Now, granted, there is an entrepreneurial spirit for that. I do have that too. However, believe me, there's times I'm just thinking. I have thinking time. Like, okay. And in fact, I was on Facebook once and I put a thing, and it's old school, and maybe some of you who are watching it will get it, but it was like I put like my brain hurts from IFTTT. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah, IFTTT, I think. And someone was like, well, yeah, I didn't do a hashtag or anything. Like, what is that? So, if this, then that, my IFTT. Because I'll do that a lot with things I do. And I don't know that how old that is, but whenever I'm thinking of something, just like with you guys, well, if I say this, what will happen then? If I do this, if that, it's like I always think about the outcomes or how one part of an environment, a system will affect the other part of a system. So I do that. I sit and I literally think. I know y'all may think I don't, but I do. I do. And now I have a timeline on how timing is everything too. I have a timeline on how long I can think about something because I'll think all day. So, but the point I'm trying to make is IFTT everything for real for first time for next. Think things through and don't just react. Think it through. If something happens, you kind of have a course of action because we thought it through that if this, then that, so that is quite helpful. So I just want to do a quick recap for those of you, and this is going a little longer than I normally do, but it's the first of the year. So what's up, everybody? So again, know who you are and what you bring. If you don't, get someone to help you. There's tons of self-help books. Coaching is all around. Yes, I'm a career coach. I help people discover their gifts and talents in the career space, but because I'm also an MSW, yeah, I tap into the other places too. Because that's who I am and what I bring, right? Learn to build your network, a real network, test your networks. Is it giving you the input you need, the output you need? Are these folks that you can, reach out on that little device that you have and chat with them at any time for encouragement, empowerment? Are they able to do access and opportunity? Or are you the one feeding the network? If you're the one feeding the network, you're going to have to do something different in 2021 and beyond. Okay. Use what you've got. Very important. You got to use what's in your toolbox. And then you can buy some new tools. I'm all for new tools, but you got to use what you've got. What happens is most times we just don't. We want to use that person's thing and that person's thing. Well, that's not your thing. So you've got to use what you got. That's very important. And again, I can't say it without, but think before you act or react. It makes a big, big difference. Spend some time thinking it through before you do the next gig or go to the next place. Just spend some time thinking it through. If I acquire this skill, if I acquire this education, if I acquire this new app, how is this going to improve my process? How is it going to make my Monday morning awesome? Right? How's it going to help me do the things I need to do? So very important for that there. So all I will say, like again, let me pull this up really quick. If you've missed any of our goodies, we've got some really great content we're doing definitely on our YouTube. Again, today we're talking about it's time for next, which is important, but you can also catch our resume tips and tricks. We've done that one on YouTube, and we even have one that says how to winterize. I keep coming back, how to winterize a career, right? I got a whole bunch of stuff, guys. Don't get it started. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. So make sure you find us on YouTube and all that kind of good stuff. You can again do all that just by finding us on our website. Everything is on the website. So I want to thank you guys for allowing me to come into your homes or your devices this morning. We want to make sure that you have an incredible week, a fantastic week. First week of 2021. This is day 4, which means we now have 359 days left. Isn't that awesome? 359 days to go. So don't get anxious. Get prepared. Your career engineer signing off. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And I just want to make sure before I sign off, make sure I hit the right button. Boom, there it is. So you guys be well, be safe, have a great week. I will see you next Monday because we bring fresh new content now every Monday. Be blessed. See you soon.